Hi, I'm Carcina.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. On here at all. This is crazy. Y'all don't realize what's about to happen and what's going on here and how big this thing really is. So, Jontay Porter, who comes from a very prestigious basketball family. The NBA, by the way, is not approving this video. They're not pushing this video at all. They have just tried to stop me from the last 5-6 minutes of trying to go live. That's how crazy this is. Now, he had a 3-year contract, good people, and hit the like button. I know y'all just got here, but please hit the like button. And we'll tell you exactly what's going on. Now, let's look at it. Jontay Porter is the younger brother of Michael Porter Jr. Those are the Porters you know. All of his sisters and stuff are into sports. His other sister plays basketball for Mizzou. His father's the head coach of the basketball team. Michael Porter, basketball player. Now he's a basketball coach. So they are a basketball family. He, unlike his brother, didn't get a max contract. He didn't get a massive deal. So for Jontay, this is going to be a little bit different than what other people knew about and what they were actually going through. So when he first got his deal, it was completely different. When he first got his contract in the NBA, you know, this is like unearthing, but his rookie year, he came in through the COVID system, but he still made almost $200,000 that year. He made $197,933 reported. Then in 2021, he made $1.9 million. Then in 21-22, he went from $1.9 million to $300,000. Then he signed a 2-way deal with the Raptors. So after the Grizzlies gave up on him and he was in the G League, he got a 2-way contract with the Raptors in 2023 and 2024, valued at $411,794. So he made a total of $2.7 million in the NBA. So you would say, why would this guy be gambling? What was his motivation to do what he did? Well, you have to understand this goes a lot deeper than the NBA and what they're willing to discuss. And it's the reason why you're not seeing this now. The reason why they don't even want you talking about it. It's the same reason why they didn't want that referee to blow the whistle. And there was key moments and key things in here that keeps you on the cycle and keep you out of the loop. Now you see how his earnings have dipped. When he was about to make some real money, he went downwards. Now, you see them talk about that referee, right? That guy still goes on podcasts and talk. Nothing's happened to him. They even let him do a movie, and the NBA gave him approval to do the movie. Why did he get out of jail so fast? The NBA got him out of jail. They helped him get out. Now, it's because he knew the secrets. OJ Mayo got banned for weed. That didn't hurt the NBA at all. Didn't cost the NBA no money, but you banned him for weed. And now you're saying weed is okay. But then you killed OJ Mayo's career, who was Rookie of the Year. Then what happened? Everybody passed judgment. Jontay Porter became front page news the way he didn't want to. And what the NBA is not telling you is they're looking at this from a bigger, broader scope. The NBA is only concerned about what they can control, which is the NBA. And that's it. But the federal government is starting to look into this because this is federally regulated. So the NBA is in a position now where they have to monitor this because they can lose their rights to gamble. What does that mean? All this gambling revenue the NBA gets paid off of, they could lose that. So they have to take swift action against Jontay because this is serious amount of money. Because they know what I know. And now you all will know. The reason, henceforth, they knew this video cannot go out to everybody. I get it. Congratulations. You slowed this video down. Now, they came out and did the usual politicalness. They said there's nothing more important than protecting the integrity of the NBA competition for our fans, our teams, and everyone associated with our sport, which is why Jontay Porter's blatant violation of our gaming rules are being met with the most severe punishment. While legal sports betting creates transparency that helps identify suspicious and abnormal activity, this matter also raises important issues about the sufficiency of the regulatory framework currently in place, including the type of bets offered on our games and players. working closely with all relevant stakeholders across the industry. We will continue to work diligently to safeguard our league and our game. So the Players Association, who's supposed to protect Jontay Porter, said all players, including Jontay, should be afforded the opportunity of due process, an opportunity to answer to any charges brought against them. The NBPA will continue to provide all players with training materials to ensure they understand how to properly navigate the complex sports betting landscape. So, of course, the union had to make a statement to act like they're protecting Jontay, but the union's not going to do a damn thing. Here's what the investigation found. Jontay Porter disclosed confidential information about his own health status to an individual he knew to be an NBA bettor. Another individual with whom Porter associated with and knew to be an NBA bettor sequentially placed an $80,000 parlay proposition bet with an online sports book to win $1.1 million, wagering that Porter would underperform in March 20th game. And what they found out is due to Porter's limited own game participation to influence the outcome of one or more bets on his performance in at least one Raptor game. In the March 20th game, Porter played only 3 minutes, claiming he felt ill due to an unusual betting activity and actions of the player. That $80,000 proposition bet was frozen, and that wasn't paid out. Right? In addition, from January through March 24th, while traveling with the Raptors, on the Raptors 905, the Raptors NBA G League affiliate, Porter placed at least 13 bets on NBA games using an associate's online betting account. These bets ranged in the size of $15 to $22,000 for a total of $54,094. The total payouts of these bets was $76,059, giving him a net winnings of $21,965. None of these bets involved any game in which Porter played. 3 of the bets were multi-game parlay bets that included one Raptor game in which Porter's bet that the Raptors would lose. All 3 bets lost. So that wasn't even the point, right? Now let's get to the juicy part. Michael Porter Jr., who's his older brother, was held out of games from March 22nd through the remainder of the regular season after an NBA ESPN story detailed the gambling irregularities involving games in which Porter played. Now, they noticed that whenever Jontay Porter was playing in these games, and y'all said he was injury prone, he wasn't injury prone. Porter averaged 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists in 26 games with the Raptors this year. He signed a 2-way contract in December the 9th. So now, all NBA players are not allowed to wager on NBA games, in case you guys didn't know. This 2-way deal is a massive problem for the league. And because it's a massive problem for the league, everybody around has been making their own bones about it. They have been making their own rules, regulations, everything all pertaining to this event right here. And I'm going to tell you why this is a bigger problem than what you know, and why they're not telling you everything about what's happening here. So according to the Players Association of the NBA, the punishment is found, you're culpable of this, according to the collective bargaining agreement that they just signed with the union and the NBA. At the discretion of the NBA commissioner, may include a fine, suspension, and expulsion, or what they call perpetually disqualified from further association with any of the association and its members. So Silver went the most extreme measure possible, right? He could have suspended him. He could have fined him. He decided to ban him. Now, of course, Jontay could probably sue in this situation. He will lose, but he could sue and say, this is severe for my first infraction. Now, the NBA said there are suspicious bet brought to its attention by licensed sporting betting operations and the organization that monitors legal betting markets. The investigation remained open. See? That's a key word that a lot of people missed. The investigation remains open. This isn't a closed case deal because they banned him. This investigation is still open, and the league will share information with the federal prosecutors because the feds are looking to this. Now, this goes back to 1996 when Roger Brown was banned for his association with a gambler named Jack Molinas, another player who was banned by the league for gambling. Now, here is what they're trying to do and why they banned him. They banned him and didn't suspend him because they're sending a message to everybody else who's doing it and hasn't been caught. The NBA is trying to send them a message so they'll be scared to stop because he knows it's bigger than Jontay. You are not allowed to bet, period. Right. They don't want me talking because I'm going to talk with sense. I'm not talking just from a fan's perspective. I'm talking from the information that's been provided, plus the details of how the investigation would work in a suspension or a ban situation. I've seen this happen when it happened with OJ Mayo. I've seen this happen in other processes, plus what happened with the referee. Plus, I know what the NBA don't want you to know. Okay, the National Basketball Association doesn't want you to know. You can't bet on football. That's so lame. You can't bet on anything. Now, here's what Jontay has a problem of. Allegedly, okay? This goes all the way back, and it's not just him, okay? But let's just say Jontay, because he's the one banned. While he's playing at Mizzou, all these guys are approached by guys who can help people get some extra money. So they know these guys who are bettors. They play the help or the ancillary players who they know not finna probably get drafted in the NBA, who probably gonna need to make some extra money on the side. And they know these shady people. They know these guys that they can go to. They want to play some bets. They might be friends with this guy. He might have been cool with them in college saying, I don't want to affect your availability. I'm just going to say, here's some money. I dropped it. You found it. That's it. There's nothing in the rules saying that if I dropped and lost my money somewhere and you found it, I ain't claiming it. You found money in the street. Now go on in there and buy you something to eat. Go on in there and buy that hat. This stuff happens, okay? This stuff happens throughout the league and throughout college basketball. So you know the shady characters already, or dudes who into what. So about the time you become pro, you still know those guys. Some of them might even be your friend. So they might come up with an idea of saying, hey, I'll place the bet in my name. You're not making the bet. But the NBA has a thing. You're not allowed to share certain secrets. It's in your contract. Players have a contract that you cannot share the secrets of the league. You see, the league have secrets like when players are injured. That's what the referee got caught for. When he knew certain players wasn't going to play or they were hurt and they saw him in the locker room and he knew, he would text the gambling guy he was working with and tell him, hey, this guy, he's not going to perform well tonight. I wouldn't. He's really bad, and he's probably ain't going to play that much. These are secrets of the NBA. You're not supposed to tell the public. You're only supposed to go by what they report to you on the television screen because it affects betting. But if you happen to be right, they freeze your money. Why? Why would they freeze some money? So the NBA is mad because he's telling what they call secrets of the NBA. You're not supposed to speak on these things. There's things that you're not supposed to do, and it's in your contract. None of the players can talk bad about the in-season tournament. That's in their contract. Right, Calvin really got caught and got suspended for a year by the NFL. Slap on the wrist. Why? Because the NFL is not going to ban somebody that's important to a team. Now, if he does it again, then yeah, but they have to appease to union rules. The NBA is a little different. Okay, this could be threatening to them. No betting company in their right mind would think about leaving the NFL. That's just crazy. So the betting world, the gaming commission can come through and say, hey, we're the feds. We find that the NBA is not taking it seriously. So we're going to ban the NBA from gambling. Yeah, it's like insiding trading. Exactly. It's equivalent to that. Now, here's the thing. Knowing this, and they're going to be looking at this from all angles, your big brother plays for the Denver Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. There's been plenty of games he sat out from an injury. Did you know in advance? Does this leak to Michael Porter Jr. any kind of way? He's going up against LeBron James. All of a sudden, Michael Porter Jr. can't suit up due to this investigation. It's hypothetical and it would be sad. Yeah, no, that's because of the light at the top. And I got thin hair. on the top. So that's why it's like looking wild. He was in the locker room betting that his team would lose. No, he wasn't in the locker room, but he did bet that his team would lose, and he lost that bet. The Raptors actually won that game. So he bet 3 bets and lost. He didn't even get paid on those games. But it's just like, man, you bet the team would lose? But he didn't play in those games. Like, he didn't play that game. I'm not going ball at all. If you can see, that's the light. Okay? The light pivots. It shines on my head. Mav Carter doesn't play in the NBA. See, Mav Carter got caught betting, which was illegal, but who we all know that LeBron allegedly is, partnered with that. But Mav Carter isn't banned from like participating and being in contact with NBA people, which he should have been. Some action should have been taken against him. It still might, because that investigation is still open. That's not a closed case. So now, why is he still doing this thing with LeBron and this mind the game stuff? And his attachment to LeBron James, the NBA is going to treat that with kid gloves because that's the face of the league. So LeBron James' friends get caught with steroids, you got gambling, you got him being the face of the entire sport, and nobody's doing anything. Oh, absolutely not. No, they're not going to. They're not going to care. They're not going to put any attention or focus into it whatsoever. See, the league has designed this to go one way and one way only. They don't want you finding out. Don't you get it yet? They don't want you to know. They don't want you to even think about the National Basketball Association and this gambling thing. Jontay Porter isn't the only guy. There are so many guys that's doing this. It has become a growing problem in the league. An absolute growing problem in the league. And nobody said anything about it because they didn't care before. Oh, they really don't care. Nothing about what's going on over there details anything to them about caring. It's all there. The NCAA, the yes, the NCAA, You got the NBA involved, you have college basketball, college football, it's everywhere. Because how can you control what another family member may do? If your sister decides she wants to be on a betting site and place a bet, who's to stop it? Are you going to tell her because your brother plays in the league you can't? If your cousin want to bet on an NBA game, what they're going to do, suspend you because your cousin made the bet? Mav Carter is around LeBron James more than LeBron James' own family. If they suspend Michael Porter in the playoffs, that would be devastating for the Nuggets. But to say they're not looking at this right now, they are. That I know. They're looking at it. This isn't a done deal. Henceforth, why the NBA was scared of what I was about to say. They don't even know what all I was about to say. And right away, I was hit with problems. They won't even let my HD camera turn on. Well, when we take certain extremes too far, he said, I know a few players that has been on 3 teams. I know at least 17 players. At least 17 that I know off the top of my dome that is getting paid off sports betting right now. College and pro. 17. Now, I will never out their business, but this is bigger than Jontay Porter. Yeah, Klay Thompson goes like 0 for 10. What does that tell you? So the NBA can, and here's the thing that the NBA is worried about me saying. The NBA, who's stopping them from making bets? Who's policing the NBA for making bets? Who's policing the NBA for setting the scales to make sure these individual players who you approved to get certain stats or saying they're going to get this, would they average at least this many or that many? Who determines that? Oh, the bettors? How would they come about that information? And when they're about to hit that mark, mysteriously things happen. Weird offensive foul calls. You need somebody to get 1 assist. They're mysteriously taken out of the game. You need somebody to get some total amount of points. They sit them down for the night. Then they'll send a guy in, you see a ghost foul call, and it's like, why would this person foul this guy? This game is over. There's been a player that fouled a guy even when the game was over. All the guy was going to do was hold the ball out, but the guy talked to him and said, man, I want to get my career high. And when they inbound the ball, he was like, foul me, dog. I want to get my career high. And he fouled the guy. The game was over anyway. They had lost. So he fouled him because they had the game won already. It wasn't going to affect them. So the guy can get his career high on the free throw line. Now, I'm going to let you go and find that game and bring that up and see what player hit his career high on the free throw line in a meaningless game that was already over. There's a lot of players in the G League that bet. They do sports betting through different outlets. They got their girlfriends betting. They have all these people betting for them. No one's monitoring it. So no one cares. It's so low level. They're not even concerned about it. It's not breaking the bank. They're not taking in any big earnings because they've been losing. But they're placing bets. So you could tell an NBA player they can gamble on slots. They could lose their money on the crap table and roulette. But what they can't do is sports bet. I just got an ad from DraftKings. That's funny because DraftKings want to talk to me about me like joining them. It's weird. I should order pizza. But no, I'll save that. So it's money laundering, you said? Well, the National Brawn Association that's what you're watching now. This is the whole National Brawn Association. So when you're going down this road, you're going to be forced to pivot back and forth between situations. And in those climate changes of the situations, you're going to have to make a determination on what it is that you want to do or be a part of. No, that's just the light, dude. The light from the top. My hair has always been thin on the top. So if I move my hair around, it'll probably get thicker, but I don't have thick hair on the top like I do on the sides. My hair has always been thin. It's curly. So just the way it is. Knicks in 6. No, I think that's going 7 games, buddy. And I got the 76ers advancing. Mm-hmm. Well, you're faced with it. Once again, you're back in the shit because the league has put everybody on notice that this is what they're going to do, this is what they want, and this is how they want you to proceed about going about doing it. To protect the LeBron James legacy, they will do anything. So you think his association with Mav Carter would matter? He would have to get injured again.
I support my brother, Solomon Hill, baby. He was just out there playing defense. It ain't his fault LeBron can't move his feet.
It wasn't. But we all saw what happened.
I came on the air and talked about how Anthony Davis was a top 7 player. I take it back. He don't look.
Keep LeBron James away from the GOAT conversation. You can never have lost your confidence on a basketball court and can be considered greatest of all time. This man has lost his confidence in NBA finals. To go to the finals as many times as he did with all the advantages he had, he has come up short. He called himself the greatest player of all time on his own show. When you're great, that's for other people to say about you, not for you to say about yourself. You're trying to convince yourself you're the greatest of all time when you're not. Oh my God, so factually true.
Don't tell me about AD blew the game. Look at this dude from the beginning. Look at this. Whoop, whoop. Look, everybody blowing back. He was old man in the back. What you doing way back there, bum? The game back here. Why you back there, bum? Uh-oh, here come the bomb. I got it. Oh, don't. I'm the king. I'm more than an athlete. Blip, blip. Oh, no, God. I didn't get him a body bag.
Now, if you think about the LeBron legacy after that, it don't add up. Everything you're thinking about don't add up. You could bring it to the forefront, but it's not going to mean anything when you do. They're trying to end the Golden State dynasty on their own. Klay Thompson's not going to go 0 for 10. That's not going to happen. Now you lower his worth. So the Warriors can re-sign him, but they're only going to have a flat fee price that they can afford to play Klay. And they're saying, should they split this team up and have Klay just come off the bench? And in Klay's mind, he's a starter. But with this magnet ball in play, it's dictating too many wins and losses. The Kings got a lot of help in that game. Plus, they don't want to reward Draymond Green. After the season he just had, that really hurt the team. But they need Dre. Mm-hmm. Will they let him back in the league later on? No, he's done. And the thing is, he can appeal and say, well, hey, I didn't do this, but the way he was doing it strategically, the way he was, they want to send a message, and I don't think they're going to let him back at all. I mean, he was borderline out the league anyway. He was on a two-way deal. They had him just G League material after his 3 years is up. Not really going bald, but thank you. Well, LeBron and Adam Silver came up with a new CBA deal to stop the Golden State Warriors for overspending because of all the other owners were a bunch of crybabies. Now, if you look at everything involved, you'll start to see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is, what does these other people want from me? So as a person who's in the game of basketball, and you can see how all of these details and they come into fruition, you start to see the bigger picture and the bigger scope of things. So at the grand scope of it, this is what they want to do. Same way they didn't distribute this video, the same reason that they've been tainting and doing all kind of sabotage. This is the main reason why, so that they can control the narratives. So the NBA wants to keep you in the dark that they still investigating this thing. The feds are still looking into every detail, because now this bleeds out. This is going to cause more problems through the league. And they don't want that. They're scared of it. Yes, we spoke on Mav Carter. So we have to all realize that this is the game right now, and everybody's playing it at different levels. So the league is going to protect itself. Dale Demps was fired for going against the fix. Exactly. He didn't do what the league wanted it to do. And that was help LeBron. It's the National Bron Association. Mm. A lawyer in charge of the NBA. So bizarre. How many more free throws the Lakers have compared to the rest of the league? About 1,000. I think the Knicks are second, and they're at like 300 and something. The Lakers are at like over 1,000. If this isn't wide scale, collusion, they lead the NBA. LeBron leads the NBA in 3-point plays. It's pitiful. So you tell me LeBron in his latter years is going to be able to hit running layups off of the glass every time he comes down the lane now, when before he couldn't. In his prime of his career, he could not hit a driving layup consistently. Drop 1% across. Well, 1% isn't that bad. Well, Congress isn't doing anything. What did Congress do to baseball? What has Congress done to any of these sports? But I do think they need to drag the NBA into the courtroom, right along with the NFL. Absolutely. Well, the NBA is in trouble because the talent crop is horrible. Who's going to be the number one draft pick in the NBA this year? Nobody knows. Exactly. This is what the most dismal year in NBA draft history. Nobody you're going to pretty much pick is going to probably do anything in the league. This is probably the worst draft class in the history of the NBA. The women's basketball got more attention than the men's. Hell, don't nobody even know who won the men's this year. It came and went. It got no push. The women had more push than the men's. No one cared. And the fact is that when you have all these teams that came out and went through the whole gauntlet, the men's always had players that were dominant superstars that was going to come in the league in the draft, and it was going to be so great. And now it's just subpar player after subpar player. And then if you think about the year next year, not just this year, what about the next season? If you look at the crop of players that's coming up, you're not enthused about any of them. So you're going to have two draft classes that are terrible. That's not good for the NBA. And the NBA works on a 5-6 year run. They got to think 5-6 years down the road. They can't think next season, this season. So you're looking 5-6 years down the road. So you're going to be riding Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry. All these guys are going to be gone in probably the next 5-6 years. Kawhi Leonard, all your talent pool is going to be gone and leaving. In the next 5-6 years, these guys are gone. Russell Westbrook, all of your talent pool is gone. And all the young talent is going to be here. The talent that you haven't marketed, you haven't promoted. Then you're going to tell America, these guys are great. Watch them. And they're going to be like, I don't know them. Seen them before, but they've been getting treated like crap since they've been in the league. So don't nobody look at them as anything special. So you see Trae Young, you go, well, okay, Trae. I mean, he had like a hot year, I guess. I don't know. They treat him like crap, so it is what it is. Now he's just a player. You know, he can't. Grant Hill is on the staff of USA Basketball, but Trae Young can't never get on the team. And he works for the Atlanta Hawks. Make that make sense. Well, LeBron's on the team because he wants another cheap way of getting a doggone championship because he's not good enough to do it. What has he done in any damn dream team? He has been insignificant in every dream team he's played in. The dream team never went out and didn't qualify until he was on the team. So Kyrie Irving got snubbed. Y'all, you don't want Kyrie in that if you're the NBA. He's already been on Team USA. He's happy and proud to not be in it. But because now guys are going to be in the Olympics and doing all this stuff, how far do you take some of these players? You might see Luka and Kyrie go to the NBA Finals now because they're not going to be playing in the Olympic game. Well, Luka would. He'll be playing for his country, but Kyrie isn't, so he'll be nice and rested. So Drew Holiday makes the dream team, but Jaylen Brown don't make it? That's quite interesting. Right, Kobe Bryant had to come and bring the gold back, and they sit up there and put this guy above Kobe Bryant. It's like, are you crazy? That dude would never be Kobe Bryant. You just did a whole documentary on how great that guy was. Nobody stopped watching WWE. It just got boring for a while, but WWE just had a record in WrestleMania. The most watched WrestleMania just took place. The ratings for Raw has been through the roof. They've been rolling. AEW has been taking quite of a hit. Yeah, Kawhi just, he was there like, whatever. Like, they were like making him smile. He was just like, whatever. Yeah, he's gonna ride the coattail of everybody that's great. You got Kevin Durant, you got Devin Booker, didn't I tell you that USA was tanking that World Cup thing and they didn't win Worlds? They didn't care about Worlds. That's why you send the Austin Reeves, you let the young talent go out there and play against the guys, and if they lose, that's great. Because you finna come back with the heavy hitters in this year. So I told y'all that when that happened, that don't worry about the USA players. Like that whole team they put together for Worlds, they don't care about winning Worlds. Plus, it looks like it's more competitive. Now you put a team like this out here. What do you think they finna do to the league in international play? Well, see here, there's no magnet ball. This isn't the NBA. So LeBron's in trouble. It's going to be just like him in the Drew League. He's going to look like exactly what he is, garbage. Oh, they gave him that so he could pick USA. Well, he gonna play USA. He wasn't finna go back and play for his team. They don't like him over there nowhere. Mm. Yeah. So that's that. So I'm gonna place a bet because that's what I do. I place bets. He said, Nathan, I got a feeling they're going to let the Lakers beat the Nuggets. It wouldn't surprise me. I remember when you first said magnet ball, LeBron was lighting them up, and I was like, what Carcino going to say? He said it was because of the magnet ball. You damn right it was because of the magnet ball. LeBron James is not going to hit that many three-point shots, okay, without assistance. And I mean, you can look at the trajectory of those shots and they tell you the way they went in. He knows there's a magnet ball. He knows he could throw up these shots and they're just going to go in. He knows when they're letting him do it. They can make people miss free throws in critical situations. They can control the game. Now, how do you beat the magnet ball? Is you run plays towards the rim where guys dunk the basketball in. or they're laying it right up and they're right at the rim, and there's nothing they can do about it. You can't repel the ball. There's nothing you can do. Now, we've shown you countless times in proof. Do you need to see more proof that they should be called into Congress? Well, when things look bleak, when things look in Memphis bleak, you have decisions to make. You have different type of outcomes to make. Yeah, it's always going to be certain solutions and certain issues, certain problems that you're going to see on the horizon. Yeah, well, when you start looking at the bigger picture and you start to see what's actually transpiring out there, then you'll understand the plight a little bit, more when it comes to how the game is being exploited and the lies that they feed you to make things believe it's close. If I keep comparing and doing a consensus breakdown, if I say Kevin Garnett was better than Michael Jordan, and I keep talking about it every day, showing what Kevin Garnett was able to do consistently coming out of high school. Michael Jordan came out in college. If I keep comparing those two, and then you have people arguing it, and then I keep putting it on every sports channel, Kevin Garnett, you're going to start saying Kevin Garnett. And you're going to have some people saying, no, KG, they right. Because KG, man, for his size, what he was able to do and play as long as he did, and Jordan quit and came back, you're going to have people pick it up and just start debating as if Kevin Garnett should be right next to Michael Jordan, when those two are not in the same category. Not at all. Didn't take away from his greatness. He's better than LeBron James, but definitely not what you think he is. Now, y'all don't believe in magnet balls, right? That's a coincidence, right? Pretty weird, right? Wow. When did we see that happen? Wow. See how the ball just jumped to that position? And who could remember this at the game? Yeah, for the Hawks. When have you ever seen that in NBA history? When have you seen a ball thrown and just stop on a dime? That don't happen, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. That is weird, right? Look at this, Draymond. Yeah, weird. Players know what's up. Watch Williams shake his head. This is ridiculous. It bounced off the front of the rim and just go there and get stuck. It doesn't obey the laws of physics. When have you ever seen this? This is the biggest tell in history. Throw a ball, bow, stop, on a dime. There's no bounce. This is a basketball. Stops on a dime. And you tell me there isn't a magnet ball? How in the hell is a basketball, no bounce, thrown from half court, get to a rim, and stop on a dime, on the dime? It doesn't obey the laws of physics. It's like Captain America's shield. This thing just do not obey the laws of physics. In midair, getting stuck. And you don't think they should be brought into Congress? It's an NBA game. Atlanta Hawks. That one just happened to miss, though, and stay at the top of the rim and get stuck. Unbelievable. Yeah, and they've destroyed the Golden State Warriors team by using it. Because if they know this was on the up and up, Golden State have about 7 NBA championships right now. because that team can really shoot. Steph Curry can really shoot. Steph Curry don't need a magnet ball. Klay Thompson could sue the NBA. Congress has better things to do, like what? Nothing? Why the ball, though? The ball controls the game. That's what put the points on the board. He said, why the ball? That's what you're supposed to control. If you want to control anything, the ball is what's going to put the points on the board. That's obvious. We've already shown you Wilson has put magnets inside of the basketball and computer chips. We've already shown you inside that base, there is a gigantic magnetic pull that can pull the ball in or repel it. Yep. Oh yeah, Wemby will be their next star, and they keeping Pop there. Pop want to retire. They was like, no, Pop, you got to be there. We're gonna pay you this extra money. Just stay. Pop ready to go, and they don't want him to leave. So Pop go to Weasel because the Weasel go Pop. So there is your proof. It's all the proof you need. Now you want to see next level. Let's take it to the next level. Right? Simple conversation with a kid or a LeBron James fan, period.
Michael Jordan's bald too, but does he have that giant beard?
Who cares? Better, Jordan or LeBron?
LeBron. I love what Jordan's done for the game, but LeBron's better.
Who has more titles?
Jordan.
Who has a better offensive game?
Jordan.
Who's won more defensive players of the year?
Jordan, yeah.
Who's clutcher?
In my eyes, Jordan.
So Jordan is better than LeBron at almost every facet of the game?
Yeah.
Then how is LeBron better?
Because look at LeBron.
That's it, just look at him.
Like the beard.
The beard?
Ties it together.
Beard and the bald head is your number one rationale for him being the GOAT?
Michael Jordan's bald too, but does he have that giant beard?
Who cares?
That's what arguing with a LeBron James fan is like. That's what arguing with a LeBron James fan is like. Mm-hmm. Compared to the greatest players of all time, Court Dog 2K3, he's trash. He might be great for you on the 2K game, but he's trash. Compared to the greatest players that have ever played this game, out of the NBA 75, he's one of the people that shouldn't even be in it. Well, if you play 21 years compared to a man who played like really 14 and a half seasons, you're being compared to a player who did more than you in less time. You had 21 years. You give Michael Jordan 21 years, what would he have done? Bombs! So stats don't tell all the story, buddy. As we've told you in the past, you still trying to catch a man who you played 6 more years than. How are you even trying to have this conversation? Doesn't even make sense. It's asinine. When he lost in 2011, he was already out of the Jordan conversation. We forgave him for the Spurs loss early in his career when he got swept. Jordan wouldn't have got swept. And it took LeBron how many years before he won a championship, L. Harris? Okay, you said LeBron, Jordan got whooped for 7 years before he won a chip, right? What year was it when LeBron won a chip? How many years was Bron in the league? Nine years. Damn, you just sunned yourself. You just sunned yourself. Damn. So who would you say had the most help, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Kobe Bryant or LeBron James? LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James. Bums! I'm out. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life, Ticket TV, Dreamers Pro. Dreamers Pro love this topic too. He gonna milk this to the death. Jordan and LeBron, I'll be like, why are you even doing this? But they do it on TV, so I guess that's what he's doing. No knock on him. Mondo Black TV, stay on that fool head. The dude that look like he chewed cans for a living. Stay on his head. Keep exposing that bump. Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez. I don't know what's going on with you, Jose. You seem to not make too many videos no more. You make like one every 2 weeks. Hoping you're all right. HD, keep up the good work, man. You just said forget the ads and everything. He's just gonna cuss these people out. We had a fun live stream, bro. I appreciate that. man. I was on there for like 3-4 hours with them on HD's chat. Welcome to HDII TV. And we about